Questions?
Bruce, you had two goal scorers, obviously, tonight, but what did you think of the balance overall in terms of your offensive production, everybody contributing?
Well, it was good. You're right, two guys ended up being and rightfully so, the guys ended up on the score sheet, but I thought Corrali's line, Chris Wagner had the best game of the year offensively. He hit a post, he was in all alone, the breakaway guy makes a great save, had a couple other point blankers, so their line was going. I thought Nordy gave him lots of energy. When he's skating, it makes a difference in that line. So they were good. Coyle's line the other night had a lot of some offensive play tonight, not as much, but that's where Jake picked it up with Kretsch as the game went along. And typically Bergey's line's gonna give you offense. Past ends up and finishing some shifts on the other lines, end up scoring, kind of, extending a shift, and Wags got pulled off by the spotter, and we happened to throw Past out there, and he's, puck finds him, so it worked out well for us in that regard. But I think the last two games you're seeing more up and down the lineup, whereas a few games before that was a struggle for some guys. But it's a long year, and you hope that they'll come out of it. And it looks like, at least in the short term here, we have.
Sometimes these back and forth affairs when you're in a rough stretch, and the result tends to go the other way. Tonight, did you have a feeling that things were going to be different a little bit?
Yeah, I thought we were the better team. Obviously they came in here the third and four nights traveling. We had to take advantage of that. First period, we probably didn't as much as we could. As the period went along, we did. But I thought we generated some good looks. They were opportunistic. They got good goal scorers. Beat us one-on-one a couple times to finish some plays. So, but I thought we kept pressing and we were able to play in their end and get some good looks and came out on the right side of it. I don't think it was a fluke by any means. We earned our penalty calls and we were able to capitalize on some good plays around the net by winning some footages.
It's hard to diagnose kind of everything on the PK, but it seemed like there was a lot of space out high for those point shots.
Yeah,
Is that intentional?
I think what happens is you pick your poison. So it's line A, it's Scheifele and Wheeler in the bump. They kind of mix around. So that line of three guys we want to neutralize. Give up the point shot up top and happen to find. Well, one was a tip. It was a good tip. The other one, Yarrow didn't pick up through traffic, so we'll give up that shot all day long, as opposed to line A, Scheifele or Wheeler. It just happened to find its way in. So shame on us tonight. But I like the percentages that Joe chose to play. Just didn't happen to work out, but was a little bit by design. We wanted to take away those other three guys.
Coach, DeBrusk seems, every time you mention, he's got to pick up his game, he's answered the bell. What does he have to do now to keep doing that? Avoid you saying that clearly. You're going to keep doing it every night?
No, Jake knows his value to this team. It's an offensive role. Building his 200-foot game. It's no different than anybody else, but he makes us better when he's winning races to pucks. And that's what he did on those. He squeezed one in, kept one in on, or blocked the pass down the wall and won a foot race. Maybe they're in a line change. I don't know. It's hard for me to see, but all of a sudden he comes out of the pile. The other one was just him, putting the puck in an area and going to get it. That's what you need more out of with Jake. More of that second effort on pucks. That's what we encourage Jake to do every night, because he has the ability to do that. Build his game on the wall, build his defensive structure, good stick. But that part of his game, we'd like to see it every night where he's in puck pursuit. Now with Anders on the other side with Kretsch, gives him a lot of speed. Anders has been good at that, hasn't had the finish Jake has. So if they can kind of combine the two of them, we feel that we've got a threat to score, especially in games like this where their back line was very aggressive in the neutral zone trying to stay up. So if they make a mistake, all of a sudden you're behind him with that kind of speed, you'll get in, and he was able to do that a couple times.
Take two more. Was it a surprise that Chara wasn't able to do it today?
A little bit. We talked this morning. He had a procedure the other day, again, on the surgery from last year in the playoffs. And there's a little bit of pain involved there inside. And he wanted to play, and I got to tell you, myself and Donnie kind of talked him out of it, to be honest with you, because that's going to have to heal properly so he's not going through it all the time. Now, what that timeline is, I don't know. I think it's short term. So we decided to shut Z down tonight. Hopefully he's better for the road trip. That kind of calms down. but I guess we'll get a better read tomorrow. I don't know if he has a follow-up appointment, but it's been acting up on him a little bit, and he's playing through a lot of pain right now.
When that fourth line is going right, they're getting their chances, they're on the forecheck, what's the effect throughout the lineup?
Well, first of all, they're typically out there against a good offensive line. So right away, the next line over the boards is not having to, deal with, an attack-oriented line. I mean, certainly teams have more than one, but in general, it builds momentum for us, especially if the line changes clean. They punt it out, we're on the ice, going back with some transition before they're set. And so I think it just rolls us into more of an offensive game when they're on. And we've said that all along, that what they leave is just as important as what they accomplish for us. So if they can accomplish some Ozo time, leave us with a good puck, getting back on the attack, then they've really done their job. I thought they got a little unfortunate tonight. They were on the ice for a couple of goals against where D got beat 1-on-1, where they did a really good job and didn't show up in the score sheet in the plus minus, but one of our better lines tonight.
Thanks, everyone.